One of the things that I get asked a lot is that why was Ferguson different than, for instance, when Trayvon Martin was killed? Or what was different about this and the LA uprising? And I think one of the critical issues is that the journalists were not only inhibited from telling their story, some were arrested, some were tear gassed. And I think that the police mishandling of journalists and the lack of respect for the First Amendment actually, I think, opened up the space for greater scrutiny. I think that if we didn't have streaming video of the police dismantling Al Jazeera cameras, right? I don't think that there would have been such a concerted effort on the part of the journalism community to make sure that their presence was even greater after that and to really open up the way in which police violence and police state tactics aren't just against everyday citizens. They're against the people who are helping us help these police officers be held accountable. So I think that in messing with the press, I think this moment opened up a whole other sort of discussion that I don't think we have seen in previous moments like this. So reporters will always get beat up in this process. People will say, "Well, they didn't report this, or they said this, and they did this." I get that, and at the same time, I have a tremendous respect for the quality reporting that has come out of the past 9 months. I think that the fact that journalists, because a lot of the journalists who are on the ground now, they are maybe the second generation of the journalists who came to the newsroom after the Kerner Commission, right? And so I think that these are a group of people who are not only the people who went through the journalism diversity programs and benefited from them, but they're also the people who I taught, at the beginning of my career, and they're young people who took classes in African American studies, who understand ethnic studies, who have a broad history of America to draw from. So I think in a lot of ways we have better reporters than we ever had, and that the sophistication in the discourse around this issue is a direct result of the quality training they have. Because people weren't just saying, well, Ferguson was bad or Ferguson had a hard time and Baltimore is also having a hard time. They're following the money. They're talking about the resources that are divested from community. They're linking the mortgage crisis to what happened in Baltimore. I think the fact that we now have a really smart conversation about the militarization of the police is because we have very smart reporters on the ground and we have diverse reporters. We have a space in which we not only have diversity among reporters, but we also have diversity among the talking heads, right? So I remember the Los Angeles uprising. I don't remember seeing a robust group of people of color talking about the various dimensions of that, right? So in a lot of ways, when we look back and when we do the postmortem, there's going to be a lot of things we have to do better. But I have to say that I'm incredibly proud of what I've seen. And I'll say Yamiche Alcindor, who is a Georgetown grad from USA Today, she did a fantastic job in reporting on Ferguson and being present and respectful of communities on the ground. And I think that this will be the moment in journalism history where we say, oh, this is what happens when we invest our resources into making sure our newsrooms are reflective of many communities.